Hey there! Does all this real estate market information come in that you leave you confused and bewildered about how it affects you? Me too. No, just kidding. When we come back, I'm not just going to give you my monthly market update like I have done in the past for the Greater Palm Springs region. I'm also going to break down the data and show you exactly how it affects you as a buyer or a seller. Sounds like a plan? Huh? Hi there, I'm Burchard, the Desert Bowtie Realtor here in the Greater Palm Springs region. I record and post content here about the Greater Palm Springs region real estate market and the desert lifestyle because I love what I do and because I believe knowledge is power and educated clients make more informed decisions. Check back because I upload new content every Wednesday. Welcome back to my monthly market update for the Greater Palm Springs region. So you watch my monthly market update and you're like, that's awesome information, dude in the bow tie, but that means nothing to me. How does it affect me? You're right. So I'm going to break it down for you since you searched me out or you subscribed to my channel. Fair? Cool. First figure we always talk about is median prices. The current median price for single-family homes in the desert is $675,000, which is up 12.5% over last year. And condos is just above $456,000 at 23%. Now those numbers are valley-wide. You can find them on the chart I send out every month on my newsletter where there's a breakdown for each of the cities. This detailed information is important because it gives you an idea of what the prices are and which direction prices are going in any particular city in the desert. Buyers and sellers can get a rough idea on prices for the valley or a particular city. The percent change gives you an idea of how prices are moving up or down. Like I said, this gives you a rough idea. If you need more detailed information about a neighborhood or a subdivision, this is information that's easy for me to get and provide to you. I make a point of staying on top of this information every month. This is easy for me to do because I'm a big old nerd and I love data. Months of supply. For the valley, it currently stands at 2.6 months. What does this mean? This means that if there's no new homes added to the market, then we only have 2.6 months worth of inventory to sell at the current sales volume. This is also known as the attrition rate. How this affects sellers and buyers is it gives us an idea of how quick homes are selling. The higher the demand, the lower these numbers can be depending on inventory. I'll get to that later. Days on market. What this means is the average turnover rate or the average sale time for any particular home valley-wide. This number may be higher or lower depending on any particular city or subdivision and of course the demand. Currently, our average days on market is 35 days. This is up 40% over a year ago. How this affects sellers is it gives you an idea of how long it may take to sell your home. For buyers, it gives you an idea of how long homes may be on the market. So if a home has been sitting on the market longer than this, it may mean that the seller may be more willing to negotiate. Now inventory, I told you we'd get to that. Inventory is the actual number of properties that are available for sale in the current month. Currently, our inventory stands at 2,048 properties, which is up 123.8% over last year. This number means absolutely nothing without observing this number over the past. The 123% figure is a measure of the increase or decrease over last year. As you can see, as we look over the past, this number is about the same as it was in 2020 at 2,014 units. As you observe this over time, you can see how this inventory number has been decreasing steadily since 2017. Also, you can see in 2017 and 2018 the seasonal ups and downs that were a regular occurrence in our market. You can see a departure from that seasonal up and down in early 2020. Obviously, that's when the pandemic happened, and you can clearly see the result on our inventory due to the unusually high demand. Looking back to 2017, you can see how our inventory was slowly decreasing over time. What this points to is an increase in the demand for desert properties prior to the pandemic, leading to a slow erosion in our inventory. So even before the pandemic, we were seeing an increase in demand for desert properties. All the pandemic did was escalate this demand, which, as you can see, very quickly eroded our inventory to almost zippity-doo-dah. Earlier this year, we had right around 600 properties for sale. This is extremely low. So now, seeing just above 2,000 means that we're seeing some return to normalcy in our market. Woohoo! Next, we have sales volume, or average unit sales. This is the actual unit sale activity that happens from month to month. For the Greater Palm Springs region, this is broken down into two graphs, a 3-month average as well as a 12-month average. Why do we do this? Because of our high seasonality that affects our real estate activity here. For the 3-month average, we currently have a total of 534 homes sold. Notice how the graph jumps up and down as you follow our seasonal pattern. Before COVID, our 3-month average was usually in the mid to high 700s. Thanks to COVID, it shot up to over 1,000 units per month and got as high as 1,300 units. Now we are at 534 units, which is getting closer to our normal sale numbers. Part of the reason this is down is because of our lack of inventory, but more importantly, the slower demand is due to the rising interest rates, as we all know what's happened there. The 12-month moving average removes seasonality and gives you an idea of how the homes are selling from year to year. You will notice in this graph that there is no seasonal up and downs. Again, notice how it shot up during COVID and now it's slowly getting back to what we would consider our normal activity. And looking at the 12-month average, we can see how we've returned to our normal sales activity. The law of supply and demand in action. That is exactly what we saw happen out here during what I call the COVID rush. Like the gold rush, but the COVID rush, get it? How this affects buyers and sellers is it shows how many homes are moving in the desert. Higher sales and lower inventory will push prices higher. Selling over list price. This statistic gives us an idea of how many homes are selling above the list price. This graph clearly shows demand, but more importantly, the level of competition for properties. You can see on the graph that last year, more than 50% of homes were selling above list price. During this period, we saw multiple offers on homes that were being sold. Homes were not being added to the market fast enough to replace the sold inventory. This created a shortage of supply. So with the high demand and low inventory, buyers were bidding over list price in order to compete and win in a bidding war. I had one listing on the market that had 18 offers for the seller to consider. So for sellers, this is a great situation. Homes sell faster and will most likely sell for more than the list price, aka a seller's market. For buyers, it tells you how much competition you face to purchase a home. If you have a good realtor, they will know how to structure the offer to make the buyer look attractive. The highest price and cash does not always win the transaction. Just saying. Ta-da! Now you understand this a little bit more, and more importantly, how it affects you as a buyer or seller. Now you can make more informed decisions with confidence. My summary is that the numbers show a slow return to pre-COVID activity. Our inventory is still down about 1,000 to 1,200 units. However, other figures are looking more normal. The low unit sales we are seeing are a return to seasonal patterns coupled with the high interest rates. The good repercussions of the high interest rates is that it has slowed down our market significantly, and we are still not forecasting a crash or a major correction to prices in the desert. I think we may have a slight dip in prices overall, but not like what we saw back in 2010. That was an enigma and something we have all lived through. If you have any questions about buying or selling a home in the Palm Springs region, I'd love to speak to you one-on-one. Just click the contact link in the description. I promise, no cost or obligation. Hey, please like and comment on my video and subscribe if you haven't. Also, please pass this on to a friend or family member who may be looking to buy or sell here. And now, watch my next video about the pros and cons of living in Palm Springs.